The World War #2 finishing in 1945 saw Australia facing up to England in Australia against Walter Hammond's 1946 side. BRADMAN was again the captain, and the Australian team appeared to be absolutely a team of young hopefuls, mostly unheard of. But some of them, of course, now have become Australian heroes. For instance, SID BARNES, Keith Miller, Arthur Morris, Don Talon, Ray Lindwall. Those names are household names, but in 1946 they all had to make their reputations, except Keith Miller, who had gone well towards making his in England with the services side. In Ray Lindwall, at last we had a truly great fast bowler, a bowler to compare with Harold Larwood. The similarity in their actions is quite remarkable. Australia won the first 2 tests in this 1946 series in Brisbane and in Sydney, where both BRADMAN and SID BARNES scored 234 runs exactly and went on to win the match for Australia. The BRADMAN after the war was, of course, not comparable with the young athlete who scored all those runs in 30 and later in 34 in England. He'd lost a lot of his speed afoot, and his aggression had dropped quite a lot. But with those few disparaging remarks, I tell you that still he was the best batsman in the world.
Sydney Cricket Ground, December 1946. Hutton and Washbrook open the England innings, and Miller soon has Hutton in trouble. Bill Edrich takes 4 from a full toss by Tribe, and he tops scores for England with 71. Don Talon performs brilliantly behind the stumps. Here's his sensational first catch. Compton is caught off McCool's bowling. In the replay, you can see Compton's edge go to Johnson at slip. Johnson fumbles, but Talon dives backwards and takes the catch. Compton is out for 5. McCool again. And Hammond is caught behind by Talon. Ian Johnson to Yardley. And Talon has another victim. Johnson to Peter Smith, who offers no stroke and is given out LBW. England are all out soon after for 255. Alec Bedson. And SID Barnes cuts. Edrich to Barnes, and Barnes hooks. Bedser to Miller. 4 runs. English leg spinner Doug Wright, bowling to BRADMAN. The Don starts very quietly. Then the tempo builds up. BRADMAN and Barnes add 100, then 200. They add a third 100. The scoreboard has kept working overtime. After batting through most of the 4th day, both batsmen score double centuries and go on to make 234 each. The partnership adds 405. England's chances are not helped by a thunderstorm towards the end of the Australian innings. Australia bats on after the rain, and BRADMAN declares at 8 for 659. England need 404 to avoid an innings defeat, with the prospect of a very nasty wicket. Ian Johnson to Hutton, who bats brilliantly but briefly for 37 in the second innings. Edridge scores a fighting century, but McCool and Talon are again the main destroyers. Last man in is Doug Wright. Bedser lashes out, and the Australians prepare to gather souvenirs, but it's a false start. Talon takes the final catch. It misses out on a stump. Australia are 2 up in the series and looking forward to the 3rd test in Melbourne.
Australia won that series 3 tests to 0.